Hanzo
On Demand.
Hey, how you doing? I want to introduce you to a couple people today, a couple of friends, a couple of students, and a couple of people who have dramatically changed the quality of how they live their day-to-day lives, which is what Hanzo On Demand's all about, and the soon-to-be Hanzo 2 On Demand. Very exciting, 3D, don't miss it, get your glasses, everything's awesome. So I want to introduce you to Eric and Eric. No, wait, Laura. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about what you do, Eric, and your lifestyle.
I manage a store, and my lifestyle is hectic.
Yeah. You're in charge of a lot of people. You have long hours. You're a drummer. You're a musician.
I'm a musician.
So you have a multifunctional existence. You're also a serious bike rider.
Yes.
Okay. When I met Eric, Eric was a very stiff and inflexible. Although he thought he was in pretty good shape, but he was. Would you say it was fair to say that you knew that you really needed to kind of take your life back a little bit and get on track? Yes.
Well, I thought about this later, and a few months after training with you, I thought at that time my life was maybe out of a 10, it was a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And a few months later, I realized my life was really more like a 2. And now I'm bringing it up to a 6 on the way to a 9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I thought I was okay.
Yeah.
And then when I started training, I found out how not okay I was.
Right.
I wanted to be better, but I didn't know how bad off I was.
I think it's important at this point to really mention, too, that the type of training he's talking about is exclusive to what I teach. A Hanzo philosophy of basics, right? Mm-hmm. Touching your toes, push-ups, learning a kettlebell swing, flexibility. Those simple things, and implementing them on a very gradual procession for Eric has dramatically changed his abilities. He just got back from the Black Hills. He unicycled up Harney's Peak on his hands. Swear to God. That's enough of you. Laura. Now, Laura, what was your lifestyle like before we met and before we started working together?
Very sedentary.
Okay.
I sit at a desk behind a computer all day.
Yeah.
And didn't really do much.
Right. And it just kind of gets away from you, doesn't it? You get home, you're kind of fatigued because you haven't been eating right, you haven't been stretching or doing anything specific, and all of a sudden it just sneaks up on you, like you said, Eric. I'm a 6. Crap, I'm a -6. Uh-oh. So would you say that, kind of adapting yourself and allowing this Hanzo philosophy to adapt itself to you, which is really more accurate, you saw pretty immediate changes in your life, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you give me an example of maybe 1 or 2?
Weight loss
Fairly quickly, yeah.
And fairly easily.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like I was really working at it to make it happen.
And that's a big part of what I promote, isn't it? It's about just common sense, smart, and obvious choices. If you eat cookies for lunch, you're going to be, surfing the Walmart on your lark. You got troubles brewing. Troubles are brewing. I hate that. But, if you have a piece of chicken and a nice salad, hey, guess what? You start to lose weight, you go for a walk, you feel better. I think for what I've seen in you, Laura, a big part of this has really been the stretching. You kind of stretching your body out again, because Laura is so kind of trapped behind her desk doing all this work. She really started seizing up her lower back, and so the stretching became an integral part. And off the On Demand, you'll find all these channels that are adept at serving your needs. What would you say overall? Do you think that it's fair to say that this is now actually a legitimate part of your life? Is this sustainable? And what I mean by that is, you'll see like all these big things where you buy all the DVDs and you got to watch the DVDs every day and all this stuff, and it's stuff I wouldn't even do. And I think that our 10-minute, 15-minute philosophy, and then pick something you love. Eric loves to bicycle. Laura loves to avoid Eric, and they just seem to be doing a great job at it. Eric's always over at the house asking where Laura is. I don't know. Check the other state. To kind of wrap this up and to to continually present real people. You know, Eric runs a music store. He's a working musician, and they have a really healthy relationship. All those require a lot of time. Laura is a working woman, a legitimate executive working woman. That eats up most of her day, and she's got a relationship and kids, and these eat up time. If you don't take 15, 20 minutes of your life back every day, those things all suffer. And they were starting to suffer for these two. Is that fair to say? I mean, you were slowly just kind of disintegrating physically, and things were starting to suffer around that, yes?
Well, I think most people think they have no time to work out and take care of themselves. I think what they really need to do is reallocate time. You know, all I had to do was say, is there half an hour a day that I kill behind the computer watching television that I could spend, you know, swinging a kettlebell and riding my bike and going for a walk with her? And sure there was. It was easy to find a half hour. Same with money. You know, I mean, everyone thinks they have no money.
Right.
You have money. You might be misallocating it.
Right.
And you start spending it on the right things, and next thing you know, you got a bozo ball and you know, some kettlebells, and you're an active person instead of an inactive person who thought they had no time and thought they had no money, and found out you did have some time for yourself and you did have a little bit of money to take care of yourself. And that's what's great about on demand is it's inexpensive as heck. And
$9.95, which will flash right there. $9.95.
And you can use it on an iPhone, Droid, an iPad. You can take it in your backyard, get a couple of moves and a couple of ideas, do them in your backyard, do them on your porch, in your garage, wherever you feel a little more private or away from everybody, not having to worry about people sitting in your living room and trying to work out.
Right.
Where a DVD, you have to have a television and a DVD player, and you have to sit in front of it, and the family might not want you doing that, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the beauty of on demand, is it's just portable.
Yeah, awesome. Wow, I can't add anything to that. How about you, Laura? Fantastic. Do you think that this is something that you can sustain? And
oh, yeah.
I mean, this has really become part of your existence now, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And that's, you know, look, it's these are real people. They're not actors.
That's for sure.
I mean, if they were actors, don't you think I'd spend some money and get some actors? Hey, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Eric and Laura for being great friends and great students, and they're doing an awesome job. And we'll be checking in with them from time to time. And you'll want to check out the On Demand and On Demand 2 coming real soon. Thanks a lot.